think we've got it going on. We do have it going on, you all. So, if you have had a Men in Black encounter and aliens, this video is for you. I really, truly do want you to, let me get my chair situated. I want you to please put it in the comment section if you have had an encounter with the Men in Black, as you see right here. Look at this. Let me try to get it situated. I hope I can be heard. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check it out, because I think people need to know how widespread this is. It's not just an isolated incident at all. It's not just one country, one city, one period in history. No, I think it's much greater than that, is what I think it is. And it is. Otherwise, there would not be so much documentation of the Men in Black at all. Let me just, hello there, Scrappy Doo, honey. You are kind of one of the first ones to tune in, which is it's great, Scrappy Doo, honey. Let me give you a heart. I used to have hearts that I could push, but they took them away from me because I was pushing hearts too. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna find a heart. I like hearts. Oh, somebody, see, you all got hearts, but I don't get to do the hearts because I guess I pushed them too many times. I used to be able to make them fly up the screen. It's not nice. Thank you for you all who can. Hello there, Kelly. The Men in Black, the real Men in Black, UFOs. Let me do this. We have to, there's like, let me look at this. We got a real Men in Black. The quasi-government agents who silence witnesses of alleged alien encounters. But do they really silence witnesses of alleged alien encounters? Or are they themselves like aliens? Are they? It's okay, Scrappy Doo, honey. Well, I like to put hearts up the screen, and now I don't get to because I was pushing him one day. I was pushing him one day. It wasn't nice. Unlike Hollywood counterparts, the real-life Men in Black are mysterious figures who threaten people who have reported paranormal experiences. But it's not always the case. It's not always the case at all. Sometimes these Men in Black, they follow people wherever they go. They show up out of the blue. And it is kind of like the movie where they have this like thing, and if they do something, you're going to, and you're not going to be able to remember it because they're going to have the ability to wipe your memory clean, especially when you get, hello there, I am Alpha. Thank you, Kelly. That's really nice. Especially when you get abducted by the aliens. And the aliens, some would call their demons. Some have bad encounters. Some have good encounters. Some can remember what happens to them. If you remember, you were sitting on or laying on a steel table. Because some people were laying on a steel table, if you've got memories of that. And I'm not just talking about when you went to the hospital. Like if you go to a hospital, you have a surgery, you're on a steel table then. No, you are on a steel table. It's after you lay your head down on that pillow and you fall asleep is when you sometimes find yourself on a steel table. And you can even be in the birthing position if you're a woman, really, in the birthing position on a steel table. And you can probably remember instruments. You can remember people or beings around you. If you've had an encounter like this, please put it on. If you had any encounter like with a Men in Black, UFOs, alien abductions, you've been taken aboard a ship and you've been on a steel table, and or you have been in a chair. One instance, I walked into this room area and there was this chair just sitting there, one single chair, and there was this man in a lab coat, and he was doing something. I can't quite remember what it was, but he was doing something to me. I can't remember what it was off bat, but then he walked away. And then the woman came and she had like a lab coat on too. And she stuck a big needle great big needle about like that, down my back, right down my back in that chair. And then I woke up because I remember her quite clearly. I thought, why is she sticking a needle in my back? See, I could see myself sitting in the chair, and I could see the man in the lab coat standing next to me doing whatever he was doing, and he walks away. I could see the woman in the lab coat come up to me with the needle, and I'm sitting in that chair. It's like a dentist chair or something like that, and they poke you in the back of the neck, and then you wake up. Have you all had that happen? Hello. You had an encounter back in 2011 or 2011. Yeah. Have anybody encountered demon-possessed people hissing? Oh my gosh. I've never encountered anything like that, you all. I haven't, you all. If you all have encountered something like that, you better be doing something to get out of that situation, because that's not good at all. It isn't. You remember that a sample of your semen was taken and you got to see the room, and it took like a science lab, and everything was metallic with purple. You all, please, if you have had an encounter with a men in black, you've been taken aboard a ship, or you've seen the aliens in your room or something, please put it down if you do not mind people reading your comment, because this can be the very documentation that a lot of people need to see that UFOs and aliens and or other type of being encounters and the men in black are actually real, because we can't all be making this up. We cannot be making it up. No, we're not. And some people may feel like, oh, it's just isolated incidences, when it's not isolated incidences at all. Hello, Susan B. Honey. Plug ugly encounter in the 1984 laser warfare around your house. Oh my gosh. Yeah, any type of encounter, you all, please put it here. I just tried to put up a photo like this because they're like the predominant like men in blacks and UFOs, but I didn't stick no aliens on here either. I could actually probably find an alien and stick it on here. It's not nice to say it, but I probably could find one if I looked hard enough. I could find some type of extraterrestrial being. Y'all put your encounters here, because it really is real, and things have happened. And when these things have happened, it literally, sometimes it messed people up. Their lives messed up, and it just traumatized them. It really did. I want to find an alien and stick it on here. And I don't mean any disrespect, if an extraterrestrial, whatever you would like to call them. I want to find one and just stick them on here if I can find a nice little head of a being that doesn't look so scary. Okay. Okay, I found something that maybe don't look so scary, but I'll just put it on here, you all. If you have, put the documentation here. I'm over here trying to crop a extraterrestrial being, because they do exist. Some people call them demons, but then some don't have a bad encounter. You don't. A lot of people don't have a bad encounter with these. Just keep typing, even though I'm talking, you all, because this is what's important. We want to document any type of encounters that you've had that were not earthly. So, wait a minute. I got this alien sitting over there. Now he's stuck up there. Can you come down here? Okay, he's come down here. You had any encounters with this like this? They beamed you up and you saw your body divide in a diamond shape. Hello there, Empress Artemis. What's WT Joe mean? WTG, hello, Applebrook's Honey. You off. You had an encounter with a man in black, or UFO, and or alien-like beings, or demonic beings, or laser warfare, or even like the great big orbs, like spotlight, like a spotlight coming towards you when you're in your car and you think they're going to beam you up, and they do, and you find yourself laying on a steel table. We've already had someone who has wrote in here, they took their semen, and it was in an environment. They take the semen, they take the eggs, they take the ovum, they create hybrids. Has anyone seen your hybrid, your extended families? Because there are those who have seen extended like families, and they weren't all human looking, but they know that they took their part of their stuff to procreate, to make other types of beings. I guess maybe to keep their species alive or something like that. Yeah, this is Baking, Texas. You're not to know the DM. You got the message. Been trying to catch you up live. Yeah, Starfire. You, if you're just tuning in, please put something in there. If you have you've been in a ship, you've been laying on a table. There are people also who astral travel at night, and they see other people in their astral travel dreams. But it's not really a dream. It's actually another realm, and they're taken in their dream state, or they find themselves in. And if what does anybody? You all, let me try to make this different. Like, let me make myself a tad bit bigger. Just let me scoot myself over here just by a little bit. Have you had a uniform on in your dream state? And because you went aboard a ship, and if you've had a uniform on, I'm talking about a total one-piece uniform. What color was your uniform, and what did you have any badge or anything around the waist on your uniform? Did you have a uniform, you all? Because this is really important. Foxy Joe, honey, thank you. This is important. There is something that came across, the roof portals. We got portals in the roof. They want you to have artificial insemination and you refuse. You haven't, but you felt like an energy that surrounded you and you didn't feel a positive thing, you all. You're late. You'll have to go back and check out the video. Hello there, Michelle, honey. You all, if you've had an encounter with the men in black. Has anybody had, let's start with the men in black. I'm going to put it in a category. Have any of you seen the men in black in your real life? Had they showed up in your real life? We're gonna give you a few minutes to comment. Have any of you seen the men in black in your real life? And it doesn't matter what country you're from. If you want to put the country that you're from in, saying, yes, I did, do it. I know my grandmother was, she always talked about the men in black, and we thought she was like losing her mind years and years and years and years ago, because I didn't know anything about this. She was terrified, the men in black in their black cars, following her everywhere she went. She got to the point she went to the nursing home, and my mother used to go pick her up and bring her out for the holidays, but one holiday, she got her all the way out the door and was getting ready to get my grandmother in the car, and my grandmother looked around, and I think she saw the men in black, but we couldn't see it. She told my mom, take me right back in there. I'm not going because they're going to follow us. She was terrified of them. I don't know what they did to her, but whatever they did to her, they terrified her. And it is stated that men in black, if you have them in your family, they follow the family line. You were sleeping and you woke up standing in a room, you all. You got metallic, you saw a metallic silver with purple room with greenish glass covered tables. You all, describe everything. You was naked and looking like a paper bag princess and not brown paper clear. You was skinny. You was a Terminator style when they travel, you all. Now, okay. Have you seen the extraterrestrial beings? If you've seen any, what did they look like? Did they look like something like that? Or were they different? Were they like gigantic reptilians? Like 15 feet tall, 9 feet tall? And were they being nice to you, or were they being mean to you? If you've encountered, put down on here. Have you ever heard of them throwing out silk like a spider, just thicker? Carolyn Fletcher, but if you saw something throwing out silk, like a spider web, that sounds like the arachnids. Is that what you call them, the arachnids? Because it would make sense. A smaller, less than 5 feet tall. They're all different colors, rainbow, them aliens. Okay. Let me see this, you all. You were sleeping and you woke up standing in the room. Let's see. One of the most mystical islands. You got that. Thanks. You hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I visit my family. I enjoyed it. Do you have anything that you want to add to this, you all? Have you been having an encounter with the men in black? Do you think the men in black don't show up anymore? That's one thing to think about. Do the men in black show up anymore like they used to show up? Because they really did. They used to show up a lot. And if they're not showing up like they used to, you have to ask yourself why. Why are they not showing up like they used to show up? Really, it's something to ask yourself. Have you heard of anyone talking about the men in black lately? If not, then maybe they just faded out of the picture. Maybe they were used for a period of time in history. Starfire. Yeah. Carolyn, there were faces in the webs. This reminds me of, if you're talking about something throwing silk-like webs, kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings when they're fighting the arachnids and they wrap the people up in the spider web in a cocoon. It's like the movie Cocoon. Did Cocoon do that? Did Cocoon wrap people up? Now, wait a minute. What is a Cocoon movie? That sounds kind of strange. C-A-C-O-O. Cocoon movie. Let's see what they did to the people. No, I want to see the Cocoon movie. Because why would they make a movie about the cocoon? It looks like it was light beings right here. Then you had these pods that were in the water. I guess it was birthing pods or something like that with the cocoon. Your bedroom casement window was burned brown in the morning. You saw a giant arachnid in a journey. Okay, we got things like this, you all. Like, what were these people doing in the movie? Why did they show the movie Cocoon? Why would they do that? The holiday season, the journey to the most wonderful place in the universe, the cocoon returns. Have you seen that? The cocoon returns. They got a light coming out of the sky, but the real men in black and these lights in the sky, 4 glowing unidentified objects that allegedly appeared in the sky at 9:35 a.m. in July 15th of 1952 over a parking lot in Salem, Massachusetts. Well, why Salem, Massachusetts? Mothman, that's right, Rose, honey. You remember the movie? You was freaked out when you were a kid. I don't think I might have saw it one time, you all. If you have had any encounter of like these aliens or lights, can you please put it in the comment section? And what I think is they don't want very many people letting that out, that they had an encounter with the men in black and or aliens, or they were took up in a UFO and they found themselves laying on a steel table. And they had sperm and they had semen and they had their eggs and their ovum taken from them because a deal was made with the aliens with one of the presidents and stuff like that. Because it's not make-believe. It isn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all these people with memories that they want to say are false memories when you know they're not false memories at all, you all. They're not false memories at all. So this is what's... Okay, we got this right here. Gina, honey, you were scratching your eye. I had something on my eye. You watched the movie The Cube. There's a movie called The Cubes. Y'all, please give this video a Salem, the King of Salem, and the King Solomon. If you've had an encounter, let me try to put this back on this thing right here. The encyclopedia. You got this. The UFO and Men in Black mythology. No, history became legend. That's how it's said. History becomes legend, and legend becomes myth. For 2,500 years, the ring dropped out of sight. It starts with history, and then it becomes legend, and then they turn it into mythology. Mythology, like a myth. Then and now, you're very welcome. We're trying to, if you've had an encounter with the men in black or aliens, or you've been taken up on a ship, if you ever remember laying on a table, a steel table, or any other thing had these beings show up in your room, or you went through the roof of your house, your body was kind of dematerialized and you went through the roof of your house and through the walls. That is not normal. It's not normal. I can't do that in my waking state. I can't. And I don't know anyone else who can willingly, I mean, unless you have that gift to dematerialize your body and just like float through the ceiling, float through the walls, astral travel or something. But if I don't even know if that's astral traveling, going through the ceiling, but then taking up in a ship with a beam of light. Has anyone had that? Because you can put this stuff in the comment section for those who do not believe in things like that happening. And perhaps they will read the comments in the live stream and in the comments section after the live stream's over and see, well, why are these people saying this? Because there must be something to it. Because there is something to it. You manifest an encounter. Beneficiary 1111, I don't download any new apps on my phone at all. I don't even update my cell phone. I don't. My cell phone is stuck on, what update is my cell phone stuck on? Let me move this. I can tell you what the last update I made on my cell phone was I don't know what it is. I don't want to update it. It wants me to update to 16.6 something. But I don't think I have that. I don't like to update my cell phone because it takes up a lot of memory on your phone, and then there goes your memory, your storage and stuff like that. Let me see if I can get this on here. I need to get out of this thing, you all. Okay, I'm trying to get my phone back on here. Now I've got myself sidetracked with my cell phone. Somehow I did it, you all. How am I going to do it? Okay, I got it. You fly every night, Rose honey. As a child, you learn how to avoid the pain of abuse. Good evening, you all. You've met many unknowns, but not sure if the man in black. Have anyone had a needle inserted in them? Have you had them? The needles inserted in you? You've never had an experience, but if you have, could you put it down in here? Truly, because something is going on, and they don't like to talk about it. Look, UFO stories evolved culturally as well as films, television shows. 62, The Flying Saucers, and The Three Men. Who are the three men? Who are the three men? They floated about a foot off the floor. They look like clergymen who wore hats similar to the Hamburg style. Their faces were not clearly discernible. Their hats were partly hid and shaded them. The eyes of all three figures suddenly lit up like a flashlight bulb, and they seemed to burn into your very soul as the pains above my eyes became almost unbearable. Is that real? The men in black change over time. They change over time. They were simply government agents, maybe. The transformation of a story. It's not like a children's game or nothing. They got the Men in Black movie. You got UFO cultural zydex. Oh, that's it, you all. We don't want to look too much more in there, you all. We don't. But this whole entire thing with aliens and things like that. The big black eyes. Have you seen the big black eyes? In your rooms, they can be small beings also. Small beings, and they can be, tall beings. All of it. You time travel. You have snake bites and 2 marks in your elbows. Your dreams of snakes. Your, good evening, everyone, if you're just tuning in. If you've, had any encounters like this, and I'm not going to make this a long video. It's getting a little hot up here. If you had an encounter with the Men in Black, or flying saucers, or some type of extraterrestrial being like an alien, if you've been taken up in a ship in a beam of light, you got blinded by the light because the light came straight at you and just like that, and you went in the ship and you found yourself on a table, and or you find these beings in your room at night. Let me show you something. I can show this. Let me do it. This is what I saw one night at my house. I'm going to flip it over. This, I forget, it was back in 2019 or 2020, right here. I was working on my she shed, hanging some paneling and insulation. You see what this is? This is the brow of a type of an alien. Do you see the large brow on its head? Yeah, this is in the inverted mode right here. This is its pincher fingers. It had fingers that look like pinchers on it. Can you see it right here? Look at this. You can see their eyes right here. Little bitty eyes. Right there. One eye, and the brow line like this. They don't like to have their picture taken. They don't. But they were in my yard. I could feel their presence. It was at nighttime, probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It was dark, and I think it was toward the winter months. You see how they put their hand, this one put his hand over his face because he did not like the flash from the camera, because I had my cell phone on to flash, and it didn't like it. You can see down here too. Down at the bottom, you can see their eyes. And, yeah. You can see them. You've seen them several times. See, just like this. If they're out there, then they have the ability to come out in the open without being seen. They're in like they can slip in and out of dimension. See, I couldn't see them with my own eyes, but I could sense them, and the camera could pick them up. Yeah. It could pick them up, and it did. The prominent head and their pinchers. It isn't very nice to have pinchers, you all. See how the light down here, they had the black pupils on their eyes down here, and it's like a solid white where their eyes were at. Good night, you all. You got to go night-night? Yeah. So let me put this back to me. If you've had any encounters, truly, could you put them here? Because there's so much more than meets the eye. I have no idea what this thing was. I guess it was something that fell out of a UFO or something. This guy is poking at whatever it was. I couldn't even tell you what that came from. But he's talking about some kind of body snatchers. And do the body snatchers... Why would they say invasion of the body snatchers? Is there something that can take over people's bodies? Maybe. Maybe. So, if you had encounters. See, and like this, these are light beings. I would see them at night when I'd come home working my second shift job. This is, you can see their little feet. You can see the light underneath them. It's like one being here and one being here, and they're holding hands and they're connected. They were on the road as I would come home. I looked forward every night when I would come home and I'd take pictures. I couldn't wait till I lay down in the bed and go through my photos to see what I could see, because they were really, yeah, you see them. Yeah. Okay, Desiree, honey, that's from a movie. All right. You don't know, but you don't talk about it because it's too traumatic. Y'all been traumatized by the aliens? If you had a traumatizing event by an extraterrestrial that scarred you for life, that's terrible, you all. It really is. Carol, honey, yeah, that's my most favorite photo. I feel so happy when I look at them. I really do, because they were sitting there right on the road. You can see the light projecting them up. Light beings. And no, I didn't feel any evil energy at all. I was so happy because I didn't like having to go to work at night. But I liked seeing them on the road. When I got home, my camera picked them up. They were beautiful. Yeah. The families of light. That's right. It's called the invasion of the body snatchers. If you're just tuning in, you are, because something is something's going on. It truly is going on. And there's those who do not believe. They don't think anything's going on at all. Now, let me look at this, you all. So watch this. So this is supposed to have been an airplane right here. Let me push it. This was an airplane. But look at these balls of light. That's not an airplane, but when I took the picture, it was a live photo. And look how perfectly kind of round that is up here, you all. Can you see that? Just like that? This was an airplane. I'm not joking. I am not joking. This was an airplane in the sky. And these were images from the still frame of a live photo. There are light beings in the sky, some type of being. So now this is not even smeared at all. But you can see the connection here. This is some type of a life form. That is a light life form, and they do have the ability to shapeshift and turn into an airplane that you would see with your own eyes, but the technology picks them up. If you're just tuning in, see, look at that. Look how this is straight like this. This is the same photo, different frames. See, look at that. And you see this right here. These things right here, they look like what is oftentimes kind of stretched across the NASA products. Look at the individual ones, you all. There's something in the sky. There really is. Look at that. This was an airplane. Gina, you're trying to tell us this was an airplane? It was an airplane. I'm not joking. So you have to ask yourself, if this was an airplane, why isn't this right here? If you say, oh, it's just a streak of light. Okay. If this is just a streak of light, then why didn't this part right here streak it? Why did this remain the solid shape that it is? It remained in like the hexagonal or whatever octagonal shape that it is, but this is straight. So if this was truly a moving of your camera, this right here would have been streaked down too. You would not have any solid objects. This is something's in the sky. Some type of life forms are in the sky above our heads. You could go out in the night sky and they could be flying around. It could be an airplane and you think, well, it doesn't look like an airplane. It doesn't feel like an airplane. You take a picture and you catch it in the right time and you look and then boom, you see something like this right here, you all. See, look at this. No. Because there's something going on. There's some kind of species out there in the sky. There truly is a species. Well, Frank, honey, if you're calling it plasma, then this plasma is a living being. It's a life form. See, look at that. A life form. And really, if you think about it, sometimes in the clouds you see this type of texture. You see this type of texture in the clouds, like these bumps in the clouds. Gina, I thought you was talking about the Men in Black. I'm talking about if you've ever seen the Men in Black or the UFOs or aliens or something. If you have any encounter being taken up in a ship, steel table, anything, beams of laser beams around your house, lights blinding you or something like this too, you put it in the comment section because something's not right. Something is out there. Something is out there in the skies. And ask yourself this. How come? Now let's look at this really because I'm going to beat this. Look at this. Why do we got all these little cube-like squares? Why? Can you see them? These little squares. Squares like a massive grid. Why would that show up in a photo? Why? It doesn't make sense why it would show up like that, but it did. It did. See, look at this airplane right here. If you're just tuning in, You're thinking, Gina, that does not look like an airplane at all. It does not look like an airplane. Why are you telling me that's an airplane? That is not an airplane. I can't help it, you all. I can't help it. I know it doesn't look like an airplane. I'll pull up an airplane on here. You all, an airplane, as I'm telling you, this is exactly what it looked like because I would see them at night. I would see the airplanes at night. And I would see them fly by my house. This is an airplane right here, you all. This is what it looks like in the sky. An airplane at night. But then when I took the picture, it looked like this. You ever had those nights? And sometimes it's around midnight. You hear all these planes flying in, and they do that here too at time. I haven't heard them in a long time. When I'd get off my second shift job, I'd come home around 11:30 at night or something, and I could see all these airplanes flying in from the north, flying in from the northwest, flying in from the northeast and southeast, northeast, northwest. They'd be flying in, you all, is what they would be doing. But these are airplanes. They just think, is there such a life form that can turn itself into an airplane? Yes, there is. And Gina, you done lost it. No, I'm being very serious. I really am being very serious. See, look at this. This is when it happened. These were 2 airplanes in the sky. I've even got the timestamp. 21:55. Okay, so this is around what? 10 something, 9 something at night or something, you all. This is 2020. This is when I was working. I was done with my second shift job. I think I was. Let me see this. This is at nighttime. These are supposed to have been airplanes, but they don't look like an airplane. They're not even connected. Can y'all see them? Because I can barely see them. See, look at this. Airplanes. But they're life forms. Okay. Oh, I like that screenshot. It's screenshot number 555 up there at the top. You may not be able to see it. Gina, get yourself out of the way. Okay, I'm get out of the way, you all. This is an airplane. It's like this. They shape shift, you all. They do. I think the live stream is dropping. Let's see what's happening, you all. Let's look at this live stream. I think they're dropping the chat. Let's watch it because they get the chat rate dropping. Is shape shifting more than used to crocodiles? You already got a 369 planet position, Earth 6, Saturn 9, Pluto, you all. Have you seen the Men in Black? Have you been encountering a UFO or aliens? And if so, can you put it down here so people can see? That'd be great. It really would be great. Let me get to over I was like this. Just like this. I'm going to see, look at that. 21:56 at night. Who or what is this life form? Does it look like an airplane to you? Because this is the original size down here. It's not a life form. I mean, it's not an airplane, but I'm trying to figure out what they are. What they are. Your chat just got rolling again and it stopped. Yeah, they kind of do it. They kind of, see, they're taking it downhill. 137, 125. They're dropping people from the live stream. It's all right, I won't be on here much longer. 21:56, 21:57. And why the different colors? And you can see these in the sky. Look inside here. Look at the circles. You see the circles? They're maintaining their shape on the inside of here. And then how is that possible? Yeah, sometimes you get cut off. So there are life forms out there. And they pretend to be airplanes. They do. But they're shape-shifting airplanes is what they are. Shape-shifting airplanes. And I'm sure that some of you have seen these. I'm sure you have. That's right. We need to get together. Well, a lot of people are getting together online. They are. So if you've had any experience, you all, the men in black, the UFOs, you've been taken up in a ship, you've been laying on the table, you've seen any extraterrestrial beings, if you've seen anything out of the ordinary, can you please put it in the comment section? This video is going to be ending. It's a live stream, but people like to look at the comments in the live stream, and they like to see the comments there too. So I am going to go. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you, moderators. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have you encountered these? Have you? Or have you seen shape-shifting airplanes, which look like this? If you've taken live photos, this is what the airplane looks like, and you can tell that is not a normal airplane at all. It's not. Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. Love you.